work while the white man got his strap down. Look in the mirror, think about it, thoughts of a scholar. Yeah, come on, we out here, looking for a better way, better way. This world rages, renegade, watch the drama, world rain, and we pray. Come on, pull up in this world, but to the 625. I gotta get off my feet if I wanna make a living. I gotta get off my feet if I wanna make it. Yeah, I gotta get off my feet to make y'all see my head. I'm standing tall on my feet, it's time to make them listen. I hear the voices whisper, and when they speak, I hear them preach on the things that we need to keep us from being victims. Knowledge the key to victim, read the most slicker and think quicker than the next. Trying to get free, man, I'm just trying to get free. Bang on the system, now raping our sisters, forcing our brothers to hustle. Mixing drugs for the love of the dough. They got us gunning for O's, killing each other, but we loving it though. Some of us act real bad when the Mac is on us. Jack don't own us, let me bring my flag to the home.
Shout out YBS TV, man. What I have to say is definitely, I'm so happy to be back. I mean, we here in the COVID era of 2020. And I would like to thank y'all for tuning in. We obviously not in the studios anymore, as the studios are closed down due to COVID-19. But this is a historic time. With all the deaths that's been going on. I haven't done a show on COVID yet, but I'm definitely gonna have to do one. However, there's so many things that's going on in the world right now, and I have to address these things. So I'm happy we're back here at YBS TV to be able to bring you here, where YBS is the question and YBS is the answer for my young black scholars. You know what I mean? So it's your boy Aries the Voice, and as I said again, we are back, even though we're doing it from the house now and finding out different ways to do it. So with that being said, YBS, we're going to start getting to it because we are backed up like a 30-year-old virgin, man. So we're going to get into it. It's a lot of things that's going on in the neighborhoods. I'm going to give you a rundown of what we're going to be talking about today. We have Amy Cooper, who was a lady who tried to weaponize the NYPD against a black man in Central Park. We have Ahmaud Arbery, who was a man who was gunned down in Georgia by two racist white men who were actually deputized pretty much by the police department down there. And we have George Floyd, pardon me, I'm so sorry, which just recently happened, who was killed by police. And then on top of that, we also have a lot of things that's been going on within the community of hip hop, you know, with the loss of Pop Smoke. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. So with that, let's get into it, man. Here we go. Amy Cooper. Let me tell you about this lady. Okay. First off, right, what we're going to do is we're going to pop this thing right here. Bing. And, you know, and let me get my name right here. Bing. So that way, y'all know who I am. Now, Amy Cooper is a lady who, in Central Park, I should have got the date when this happened, but I'm going to have it on there for the screen for you. In Central Park, it's a ramble area where people are able to look at the birds and bird watch, and I think it's over 230 species of birds that fly over in this area called the Ramble in Central Park. And you're not supposed to have your dogs unleashed on there because dogs a lot of times naturally go after birds, and you can kill a bird and ruin the species within the park. So they want you to please keep your dogs on a leash. So in the era that we're in now, where everybody has cell phones, this man decided he wanted to start recording her because she had her dog unleashed. And so what she proceeded to do is, I'm going to end up getting to the video, but what she proceeded to do was, I'm not going to show the video, I'm just going to like let you hear some of the audio from the video. What she proceeded to do was actually call the police and say, listen, this man is threatening me. And she told him, I'm going to call the police and tell them that you're threatening me. But she not only said, she said, an African-American man is threatening me and my dog, and it's like, don't worry, we're gonna get into it afterwards. I mean, how about that? I'm gonna start talking about. I want y'all to let y'all hear this. Amy Cooper, and y'all let me know what y'all think about this.
Please stop. Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna tell them there's an African American man threatening my life. You hear this?
I'm in a ramble, and there's a man, African-American, who has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my...
I hope y'all can hear
I
this.
can't hear you that. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately. I'm in Central Park in the ramble. I don't know.
Thank you.
Now, I'm hoping y'all can hear that. But if you was able to hear it, did you hear how irate this woman sounded? Like, this is the go-to for white America, especially the white American woman, is to call irate and act like the damsel in distress, saying, oh my gosh, this black man, this African American man is threatening me. It's threatening me. Amy Cooper. Really? So she was fired from her job. She was essentially fired from her job, but that's not enough, because people don't listen when we're talking about white privilege and the way we're treated, and wonder why we're so upset and wonder why we fight a lot of times. You know, like the protesting, for me, I'm not really into protesting anymore, but I definitely understand it. But I still will be out there for certain causes. Andrew Kiss always will be out there. But yeah, some things about action now, because look, man, we've been doing all the protesting and talking about things and talking about reform and talking about things that we want done and talking about just Black Lives Mattering, and look, we still here where somebody will weaponize. She literally weaponized the NYPD in order to get the police. Now, when the police came on site, nobody was arrested, obviously, because nobody did anything wrong. But this tactic has been used against us all the time. And now imagine the guy didn't have a phone and didn't record that and stayed in that area. He would have went to jail. He would have went to jail. Because they said the police showed up to the scene for a call of assault. For an assault call. So he would have had to disprove himself. Luckily, we have cameras now. So, I mean, film everything. Film everything you need to film, man. So, yeah, I mean, let me know what y'all think. I mean, write in Aries the Voice, ARESDAVOICE @gmail.com. Bang, 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 bang. We trying to find different ways of staying in contact with each other. So hopefully I'm gonna have the studio in here built up way better next time. But it's a work in progress right now. So we're gonna get into the next story, which is Ahmaud Arbery. You know, see, I gotta fly through these things because I only have 29 minutes pretty much for a program. So I have to chop these segments up real quick in order for me to give it to y'all, because like I said, so many things has happened. But Ahmaud Arbery, 25-year-old African-American man, jogging through his neighborhood. You know, if y'all haven't heard the story, you're going to hear it now. Jogging through his neighborhood, ends up being followed by actually two group of men, as it turns out. Two different group of men. But he's getting followed through the neighborhood, as they're saying that he might have stole something and he looks suspicious. And he was gunned down. Now, they have a video to it. I'll refuse to show the video. I don't like showing videos of black deaths. We're in the middle of a pandemic. I did bring that up in the beginning of the show. And it's sad that while the coronavirus, especially in New York City, is going after, and we're not gonna go with the fudgy numbers, but there are definitely blacks and Latinos that were definitely dying from this. On top of that, we're also being abused by police. I have cases to talk about with that also, but I don't want to just always make it about police with this show. That's why I gotta get into some things later. But even during this coronavirus, with people dying, we haven't been able to rest easy. We haven't been able to sit in our homes, and we have to stay home now. That's why I'm here. We have to stay home. But we haven't been able to even stay home and keep our minds at ease because the police are rushing us. And then now you got police still killing us. So Ahmaud Arbery, rest in peace. To the two racist officers, Travis McMichael and Gregory McMichael, we don't want these people just taken into custody. We don't want just an indictment. We want a conviction. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of these people going to jail and not being convicted. I'm tired of them getting indicted and not being convicted and actually doing real sentence, real jail time. We want some kind of accountability, and I'm definitely going to talk about George Floyd. Why do I keep saying Greg Floyd? I'm going to talk about George Floyd a little bit later. But yeah, Ahmaud Arbery, 25-year-old man, jogging. So now we can't even jog to keep our lungs healthy while respiratory disease is going around. You know? It's kind of sad, you know? Rest in peace and love to your family, because you can't even really, I don't know how it is in Georgia right now, but I know we're in New York City. You can't even have a proper funeral right now because of what's going on with coronavirus. So I hope he was able to have a well send off. Another thing is that, and that's a question I have, and maybe somebody could throw this in the inbox or ariesavoice@gmail.com. If this happened in February, the country wasn't shut down up until May. I think no, till March. This happened in February. I want to know why we didn't hear about this in February. Like, why didn't we hear about this in February? You know, I didn't hear anything about Ahmaud Arbery in February prior to COVID. You know, I heard about it afterwards, and the video surfaced afterwards in like May or something like that. But maybe March, maybe May. I don't know when the video surfaced. I think it surfaced around May. I think in May. You know, but maybe somebody could give me the answer. Why haven't we seen that footage earlier? I mean, is there a reason why they didn't allow us to see it until later on? I don't know. Are they trying to get us riled up? That's another question. On purpose? Or are they trying to get us to react to things emotionally on purpose? I don't know. These are questions I just have. You know, I have to put it out there to you. YBS is what we are. So putting it out to you. But yeah, that's a good question. Oh man. Next news, and I'm actually upset that all of this is sad news. Like it's killing me that this is all sad news. Like I'm coming back to BronxNet, and everything I'm saying has nothing, no bearing on being any kind of good news, and it's so sad. It really is. But listen, man, I gotta bring you the truth. We've had a brash of murders, especially coming from the Brooklyn area, and people don't want us to address killings in our own community. They don't want to address black on black crime, because I understand we living in a systematic white supremacy ruled state, country. I understand all of that. Listen, I rock the Pan-African flag, man. I'm a Pan-African. I understand all of that. However, we cannot continue to suppress the violence that goes on within our own neighborhoods. We can't. We can't continue to turn a blind eye to it if we're going to show up in the streets for things like George Floyd, things like Ahmaud Arbery, doing run for justices and things like this. If we're going to do these things, then we also have to make stands when we losing our youth in the neighborhoods and losing our young talent. I understand this gang stuff goes on and whole lot of gang-ish. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. But if we don't want police in our business, right? If we don't want police in our neighborhoods killing us and we don't want to give them a reason to, crime is going to be crime, right? Wherever there's poverty is going to be crime. And I don't blame us for poverty, right? But how do y'all expect us to police our own if our own is terrorizing? Like, there has to be some kind of set of rules, and there aren't any rules anymore. The elders aren't being respected, so there has to be some kind of way of policing ourselves, and we have to at least hold each other accountable with some kind of way, and without even having to involve the police. But we do have to necessarily start holding each other accountable. Pop Smoke, one of the most talented individuals coming out of Brooklyn, was murdered after a party in California with his own peoples around him. Now, I don't know the details, okay? I don't know the details. I don't know what led to it. I don't know why it happened. I have no idea what reasons. They say that, there was a stolen Rolls Royce. They're saying that there was beef with other rival sets. They're saying it's so many different things, right? And that I understand. But my point is, right? We're in an era, pardon me, we're living in an era, right? Look, you see this gray hair? See, I got that one gray hair? But we are living in an era where young rappers don't even make it to their 20, to be 20, barely 20, to be 22, 23, 24. Pop Smoke wasn't old enough to drink. And he pretty much had New York City on smash. He had that voice, he had charisma, and I'm not trying to pull on nobody's chain, but he had a good sound. Now, personally, typically to me, I liked a couple of his songs. I was getting tired of the same beat. I'm still getting tired of people using the same beats, if you want to be honest with me. I'm still getting tired of the people using the same beats. Like, it's like I'm boom, 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 boom. I'm like, come on, man. Like, okay, like I get it. It's a certain sound, but he mastered that sound, and he was doing his thing, and he gets killed. Later on, another Brooklyn rapper go by the name Nick Blicky. They say he was online laughing at the death of Pop Smoke, and next thing you know, he dies. They're talking about there's a beef going on between two rival sets. I'm not gonna put the sets' names out there. That's you want to look it up, you go figure that out. I'm not gonna talk about things like that and put things out there like that. But yeah, they're saying it's rival sets and they're going at it, but we're taking away the talent. Like, we want these young kids to get out the hood, in a good way. And I understand that, yeah, we had the Chicago drill sound and we had the drill music, but I was hoping that, especially here in New York City, that we would learn our lessons from what happened with the drill scene. A lot of the rappers in the drill scene didn't make it. A lot of the rappers in the drill scene are dead now. Now some of the most prominent ones came out of there. Dirk is still alive. You got Chop, one of the people who's the beat makers. A couple of them. I'm not gonna list the names, but y'all know the people, the youngsters. Y'all the youngsters. Y'all know the people. So we had, then after that, you got Nick Blicky, who was killed. And like I said, another talented young upcoming rapper. Then another one, all in Brooklyn, go by the name KJ Baller. He was killed. If I'm correct, he was from Brooklyn also. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I know that his name was KJ Baller. You know, young up and coming rapper. Another one taken out. All these kids are in their 20s. In my generation, yeah, we lost Tupac, we lost Biggie. But most of the rappers were making it, and they weren't dying in gang beefs. And even that beef was orchestrated because it was something that was just between two people, and they made it about coast. You know? So, yeah, rest in peace Pop Smoke, rest in peace Nick Blicky, and rest in peace KJ Baller. I want to see us do way better. I want to see us start keeping each other and holding each other to a higher esteem. We're supposed to be the gods and the kings, man. And if we call each other that, then, and we want to protest against other people killing us, then we have to be able to hold each other up and say we have to stop the violence within ourselves. Or at least find a way to hold some kind of peace accord. We have to be able to talk with each other, you know? Now, I'm going to get into the last thing now because I'm running out of time. But I have to get to this because this is the reason why I'm actually even late even submitting this show, because George Floyd. Okay. George Floyd, I think it's about a 45 or 46-year-old man in Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Supposedly, right? This is the story, that he was passing over a $20 bill. He was passing over a fake 20, a counterfeit $20 bill. And they called the police on him. Police officers come outside. And I'm not showing the video. I'm not even going to show a picture of him with their knee on his neck. But they had their knee, the cop had his knee positioned on this man's neck for 7 minutes. And as this man kept saying, "I can't breathe." If you notice, like I said, Andrew Kiss, he said, "I can't breathe." Eric Garner, he said, "I can't breathe." And now we have another one. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? We have another "I can't breathe." We have another "I can't breathe." I don't believe this. So yes, there was rioting in Minnesota. There was rioting in LA as of last night. I was looking, there was rioting in LA. And I can't honestly say that I'm mad at people, because it gets to a point where protesting doesn't do anything. And they want to say people are going to riot and tear up their own neighborhoods. But what more do you expect from people when we're watching our relatives die at the hands of the people who are supposedly supposed to protect us, to serve and protect us? Although it's really property. If they really serve and protect property, you know, that's why we have to start owning our own land, owning our own property. That way when they pull up, we say bye. We say peace. You know? So that's what we really want. This is all we want. And so when we protest, when we riot, but I think that protesting is, it hurts my heart to know that we're continuously still being killed in the streets and nothing is happening. You know, for $20, for passing over a $20 bill, a man was killed, and it took 4 police officers. Now, if you want to say he was resisting, you want to say whatever, I don't care. I don't care. This is why measures are trying to be put in place for legislation, and this is what we need from people. We need people to call their local legislators instead of always just protesting, because protesting doesn't really get us anywhere. We have to start calling up these elected officials. Protesting gets us a certain place, but we have to start calling up these elected officials and making them do their job. We have to make them do their job. We have to. Because we already lost Ahmaud Arbery. We lost George Floyd. We see that people like Amy Cooper are able to weaponize the police and just use the fact that we're black as a reason to say that they're being threatened. Luckily, these things are being recorded now. Because in the past, we didn't have this. I think racism was actually way worse. Luckily, we can record things. I think it actually probably be worse. But like Kanye said, racists still alive. They just reconsidering it. So look up at these cases if you haven't looked them up. And I want you to also revisit Eric Garner's case. Revisit Andrew Kearse's case. These are also two people that said they couldn't breathe. Revisit Michael Brown's case. Revisit Stephon Clark's case. Revisit Oscar Grant's case. And see why we are wandering and fighting in the streets. We've had enough. So I'm actually going to get into the quote of the day. Because I really don't know what else to say. I have to give y'all the information, and sometimes it even hurts to give y'all the information. But this is the job here at YBS TV. And so this quote is from Fred Hampton. He says, everything will be all right if everything was put in the hands of the people. And we're going to have to put it back in the hands of the people. And then I'm going to finish it with a Malcolm X, by any means necessary. It's tough being black, y'all. Black man in America is crazy. But we got missions, and we got a mission to do right. So check this out, man. If you wish to do right, and you're striving to do something great, and you're striving to be the best you, and you want that good information, I got one question for you. YBS. That's the question and the answer. Tune into us next week. Or matter of fact, tune in every week, Tuesdays at 9:30 on Channel 68, BronxNet, or look for me, YBS World on YouTube, YBS World Media on YouTube. On Instagram, you'll find me, Black's World, BLAQSWORLD. And with that, we about to get out of here. So, I love y'all. Peace and black power. And yeah, it's hard being black. But now we in the new era. We in the corona season. So we see what the future holds. Peace and black power.
Why the white man got a strap down?